Hello and welcome back to Lightning Collector 2021. My name is Rob and today I'm back with another Zord Ascension project review. So I've had this for a little while, so it is unboxed. The box is empty, but I will still show it to you. I had it delivered a little while ago and during that time, unfortunately I did have COVID, so I couldn't sit here and really be talking to the camera very well without keep coughing and sniffing. So it's probably been about 10 days-ish since I've got this. It came out early to a company which I'd never used before, and I've seen them advertising a little bit, just sort of here and there. They've started sort of popping up on a couple of the UK Power Ranger pages. The company's called The Whole Shebang. So they seem to have been first to get this in stock. So when it was first released, I did pre-order it. I then cancelled my pre-order with Pulse after I received the Megazord, and I was a bit unsure as to whether I was going to wait till after Christmas, hope that it comes down, or wait till it had been out a little while, or whether I was going to just buy it. So when it did come out, the temptation did get me, I'm afraid. So it turned up a couple of days later after ordering that. And the first impressions of just looking over the box, it's the same sort of thing that we've seen with the Megazord, so it does look really nice. It is a little bit smaller, just because I suppose everything you're getting inside is quite a bit less, so it is a smaller box, but it does match. And it does come with this nice sleeve that we got with the Megazord too. So this is the front of it, and we've got a Zord Ascension logo at the top. I suppose it's a Zoo Ranger logo. We've got our legal stuff on the bottom if anyone's interested in any of that. And on the front it's giving us the code for which one that we've got, telling us it's a Mighty Morphin Dragonzord with the Lightning Collection logo and Hasbro and their plastic-free packaging. It does say it's a 15 plus. It is an expensive item. It was around about £130, I think 132 or something. If I'm wrong then I apologise, but if I remember rightly it was about that. But for anyone in the UK, I will leave a link in the description for it. The Whole Shebang, they are on Instagram and stuff, so if you want to take a look, and again I will leave a link to the actual item. But on the back we have got a picture of our Dragonzord that we're receiving, the couple of different modes that you can play about with the Zord Ascension project Dino Megazord. So you've got your different combinations there. Comes with two little Green Ranger figures, some accessories, and just giving us a little insight of what you can get inside. So there it is. And when I received this, I was stuck in bed, so I couldn't be bothered to get out of bed to get the scissors out to do the side bit. So there is some tape marks on my box, so apologies for that. And especially to you inbox collectors, you may cry. But this is the front without the sleeve, is looking pretty nice. Obviously we've got the warrior mode or whatever it's called face there, which looks really nice. Another picture of the Dragonzord, which is the same as the one on the back I've just shown you. And then we've got some artwork just on the other side, which is really cool, I like that. And then just our logo in a nice shiny green box. I will open it up so you can have a little look inside. We've got the full artwork there where he's having a bit of a battle with the Dino Megazord, so that looks cool. I do like their packaging, it's really, really good, and you can tell that they've spent time on it, which is nice. We've got our little Green Ranger cockpit, and then inside it just comes in the compartments, the same as the other one, with the paper with the Z on it, and it all just comes in this little bits of bag. So looking at our accessories and odd bits that we get with that, we get an instruction sheet. It just shows us the different ways of being able to put him together. His stand for his weapon. We've got the little Green Ranger figures there, which you can see the shield molded into them, so that's pretty cool. There's that one, and then another one there of him playing his dragon dagger, his flute. And then we've got these little sort of block bits. I'll show you where they go later, but if you know the Dragonzord, you know what I mean, where they go. Some grab hands for the Megazord, so he can hold this. And then we've got some different types of hands of just plain hands, nothing coming out. We've got some rockets on their way out that looks like the dog's got a bit excited there. Lastly comes with two of these little rockets that come out of his hand to show that he's firing. I've tried getting as close as I can to him so you can see the whole figure. But this is him out of the box and it does look very nice. So them little rocket accessories do plug into here and they literally just pull out, so they're on these little sort of pinhole thing and they just go in there. And they do come in very handy later and I will show you why. The figure itself does look nice, so he's not doesn't look as chunky to me as the Legacy one, and I will compare it later so you can see the differences. But the detail in it is really, really nice. I'm pretty happy with this. Out of the box, it is really light. It is a light figure. There's no weight to it, really. But when you connect it all together with the Megazord, it still holds well enough. So looking at his face at the top here, he has the Green Ranger sitting inside his cockpit at the top, which does close down like so. His fin, I suppose, is movable. The only difference with the, this one, comparing it to the Legacy, is the Legacy one is like a thin rubber and it does bend. This one doesn't. It's very thick. It is plastic, and again the detail is really nice in there, so you can see like the detail in there all painted nice. You can see the detail on the side of the face and everything. Teeth at the top. Mine did come and the teeth were like pushed in, but you can just pull the face down a little bit, so if you wonder where your teeth are when you get this, they are in there. But there's even some small details. They've even gone to the extent of putting detail inside the arms, just there, which you're never really going to see. And for the fact that they've actually put it in there, you can see better on that one, just a little like turning cog, is good. So I like that. The articulation on this figure is not great, but you can't really expect too much because it is what it is. For going through the show, he could never move that well anyway, so we can pull the arms out quite well, and they do close back in well enough. We've got an arm there, and then obviously that's on like a ball, which is fine. It's not too loose, not too stiff. He does have a bend at the waist, so he does have like a bit of movement there. His legs do come out like this and go back in. They do lift up nicely enough and go back as well. And then just on the tail, you can sort of have that as you'd want it, so you can bend it in all different ways and whatever. Just try and poke it up and out to the side so it looks like he's got some movement there. At the bottom, his feet are on balls. Mine are very, very stiff, so I don't really want to do anything with them, but after you heat it up, it'll probably just crack and it'll be fine, but I don't really want to do that right now, so I'm just going to leave it like that. But they are on balls at the bottom. The hands are easily changeable, so they literally just pull off like so. And then you've got your little ball on there, and you can just exchange it for whatever one you want. So there's that back on there. It was a bit easier to do off camera to just lean it on my leg, so apologies for that. But it does go on and off nicely. And then, again, these little just pop into the holes on the fingers, and there we go. And comparing it to the Legacy, there's not really a lot to compare, to be honest, because they just move so similar. They're what you expect, really. I would say this one feels more sturdy, so the more I shake it around, nothing's really moving. This one's probably so heavy that the more I shake it, the legs and stuff go. I do prefer the Legacy personally, I just prefer the look of them. I like the weight to it, and the paint on them is always really good, but that's just my opinion. Everyone's is obviously going to be different, but they are pretty much the same. Tails and that are all where they should be and whatever. There probably is a bit more to the Zord Ascension project, But at least on the Legacy, you know you're not going to have any dodgy paintwork. So there they are, just both together, so you can see the differences there. Please excuse the pose on my Megazord. I've just pulled him out of the cabinet and just had to readjust him because he is bent over when he sits in the cabinet, just to sort of shimmy him around some space. But the height difference, you can see that he is a lot taller than the Dragonzord. I did see comments saying, oh, you know, they should be the same size, because when they had a fight in the show, they were the same size. But then you've also got to remember when the Dragonzord was fighting the Rex in the show, I think it was like the last part of Green with Evil, they were also the same size. So they were never going to, you know, it was an old Japanese show with people in costumes, so they were never going to be like differences in accuracies and stuff like that. So none of that bothers me at all. But I will combine them and show you the differences in that. So right, that was a massive pain in the bum, and I hated every second of trying to do that. So I've kind of given up and just placed it on just so you can see what it looks like. So I do apologise for that. And these little bits just go in here to close off this little gap, and they just pop in there like that, which looks cool. Just hides away any nasties in there. Makes it look a lot cleaner. I will never display it like this, and I will never try and do it ever again. So I am just going to take this apart now. You could display it like that, but you'd have to sort of muck about with the feet so it stays up. Make sure it clips on properly. I can't even get it to clip on properly, and I just hated every minute of doing that. So so far, if there's a downside to this, this is it for me, I'm afraid. Right, here he is in battle mode. These are a bit fiddly just to take apart, put back together. They don't feel so unstable when you're doing it, but they also don't feel like they're clicking as well as the Legacy does. But the detail on the face looks really, really nice. The chrome chest piece looks lovely, or the shiny chromed gold, whatever you want to call it. It holds the stand really well, so you can have it like lifted up and it like this, or you can just like sort of rest it on the ground and have him holding it like he is now, or you can have him lifting it in the air, obviously, whatever you want to do. I have left the tail on the back of this because it's so hard to get off, so please excuse that, and I apologise. But the articulation on it as it is like this is still really good. So as you can see, he stands really well. Mine's not posed or anything like that. I've literally just popped him together and left him there, just because I'm going to have to put him back later anyway. But I would not be opposed to displaying him like this. I've actually displayed my Legacy one like this on my shelf with the Green Ranger stuff, just because I like it so much. If I had the space, I would rather pose this up and have this one sitting there in a nice pose rather than the Legacy one, but it's just for shelf like saving space that I'm having using this one. The only shame with this is that I don't expect it to, of course, but it would be nice if you could just move the head inside so you could kind of have him looking at an angle like you can with a Megazord. But stand him up straight, that's cool, and then you can pose him up with different whatever you want to do as well, if you like. There's not too much you can do, of course. You're still limited to the fact that these legs can only go so far before the body starts opening. You can see in the sort of crutch area there. So you do just have to bear that in mind. But yeah, really, really nice. I like it very much. This is definitely my favourite. Alright, now it's back to normal. My final thoughts on this figure. The box is nice, and it's what we expect to see after the Dino Megazord. The size and everything and the quality is what we'd expect, so it feels very light, but this one I feel like doesn't feel as flimsy as the Dino Megazord, maybe because the joints on the Dino Megazord, as you can see where I forgot to tuck the back of the legs in on the Dragonzord at the bottom there, they're the sort of leg pins that we're using. The actual legs for the Dino Megazord are pretty thick. Price wise, it's again what we expect, and I do think once it's been released and it's spent a bit of time out there, it will come down in price. And then I can see these probably getting to a point where they're not going to be available, and then people are probably going to want them again later. We are expecting to see the Tigerzord, hopefully after the Astro Megazord, which was leaked on Twitter, I want to say, yesterday or the day before. So that's quite cool that we're getting another one. Another mmpr for me is fine. I know there's other options that people would prefer out there, but I prefer the Dino ones than like the cars for SPD, for example, and the turbo stuff like that. I don't like them, but that's just my opinion. The finish on the figure is very nice. As you can see, the chrome is very mirrored. Obviously they're not metal, it is all plastic. There's no metal in there other than whatever's hidden inside, if there is anything. But I am very happy with this. I do enjoy it. I spent quite a lot of time fiddling around with it when I first got it due to being laid up. So that was nice to be able to give a bit of a better review this time, maybe, in my opinion. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe, and let me know if this is something you're going to be getting, or if you pre-ordered and you're waiting for it, you're waiting for it to come down in price, or is it something that you're just avoiding? Is it better than Legacy? I don't know, it's just different. I can't compare it to the SOC versions of anything, so for me this is as far as my experience goes with both the Dragonzords. But there are some other little pictures and videos on my Instagram, which is all linked in the comment section if you want to check that out, as well as my Twitter account. I do try and keep up to date, but I'm not very savvy with Twitter, so my apologies for that. Up next, I do have a Morph Chun-Li figure, which I will be reviewing later today. It will be on my channel probably tomorrow, so if you fancy checking that out, please do. And thank you very much for watching. Catch you next time. Cheers for now. Toodaloos.